you doing, folks? My name's Jesse. Vlog entry number 62. February 19th. What have I been working on? SSDD, folks. Just trying to work on the... I'm in the ADHD moment of trying to keep track of everything I'm supposed to do and really kind of struggling with it. Yeah. So, we're working on that. But I've been trying to come up with jam tracks. I have a third jam track for guitar jam tracks, my other YouTube page that I've talked about for the last couple weeks. And it's an interesting story. What's the year? 2026. So 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I started a YouTube channel. And I made some progress with it. And by 2016, it was doing pretty well. And I would get messages from people periodically about things. People wanting to sell me gear. People wanting to tell me I was an idiot. People saying my videos sucked. No, it was probably 50-50 positive and negative. Or 60-40 positive and negative. And this one guy messaged me and wanted to do a jam with me. And could I come up with a jam track? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I did, and it was an E minor thing. And I was like, it was like I was working fast, trying to do it fast. So I was like, so I was like, I came up with just like a basic E, C, and D, and I came up with something that I thought was pretty interesting. And I came up with a melody for it, and I don't know whatever happened. I don't know if I lost touch with the guy or what, but it's been sitting on a hard drive for 10 years or more. And I went, that could be a cool backing track. And the interesting thing, like, there's an A section and a B section. The A section is like, so, and I did stacked fifths to make it a little nebulous, so that it didn't feel like... And I liked it. And then, for the B section, sort of like the chorus, I went to B. And it throws a little curve to the melody, but like, here's the thing, if it's in E minor, you can play G major all the way across and you're fine, because in G major there's G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and back to G again. So you can just play G major, and that's kind of what I did. Though I did try to outline the chords in certain places, like in the B section, I was like, forget what I played. But I gotta tell you, like, I need to practice. I mean, we all need to practice, but I don't know what it is, but as I'm getting older, I'm more and more unsure of the notes I hit. Like once upon a time, I'd hit that note just perfectly every time. But now I'm like, constantly second guessing what I play. I guess it just comes, with age, you develop some discernment. And so when you're young, you don't know any different. And it just is what it is, I guess. I don't know. I've really learned to like this guitar. I don't remember if I told you when I first demoed this video that it was in pretty rough shape. And one of the things that ultimately became a real problem was the bridge, because whoever had it last, I guess they were breaking E strings a lot. And so they filed the high E string saddle, and it made it a little too low, or actually it was the B saddle, sorry. And it was a little too low, and it sitared, when you hit it. And I tried to figure out what to do with it. I tried buying replacement saddles. Like the thing is, this is a 15-inch radius on this fingerboard. And so, like, just any old bridge wasn't going to cut it. And I was contacting luthiers, seeing if they would help me. And it was a Hail Mary. And I looked on eBay, because Peavey is still blowing out stuff that it's found in the dark recesses of its factories and warehouses. And there was a new old stock bridge for sale, probably for way too much money. I mean, it's $100 for a bridge, but law of supply and demand, This thing plays so much better now. It really does. Now, I'm using the HX Stomp, and I'm using the PV Panama, which I guess is their 5150, I mean, Like, I taught somebody how to play Panama once. Like, they brought in the... it was a CD. It was that long ago. And I figured it out on the spot and taught it to him, and then promptly forgot it. But it's like, it's that super distorted sound. It's not subtle, I have, on a real amp, been able to turn it down and get a semi-clean sound, but I'm really... Like if I use the Q filter from is it Wild Audio? The Bill and Becky Lawrence company, and I've got a high pass filter on the volume. Like that's on like 1.5. So, you know, I put the simple delay on it. I used a low pass filter as well to kind of, because the low end was just overwhelming. Let me see if I can pull up. Now I'm going to cut the EQ off. Like, that's a great sound, but like in a mix, I think that's too much bass. It would be overwhelming. So that's why I use the low pass filter on it, low and high cut. So I turn the high cut off and I put the low cut up a little bit. So, what was the reverb I used? Dynamic ambience. So, I mean, it's your typical overprocessed whatever, which is fun, for certain things. So, anyway, go check out the jam track. Post a link someplace if you find it useful, helpful, anything. I'm not sure if I can keep up this pace. I'm digging through all my old stuff and looking for anything I can use. But it's the busy time of year at school, and so I may not hit an every weekly thing anymore. Not like it's a great loss or anything, but it was sort of a personal goal. And I managed to do it for a solid 1.5 years. I think that ought to count for something. Anyway, hope you're doing well. My name's Jesse. I'll talk to you later.